this video, I'm going to show you how we can use Excel, including data analysis ToolPak, for scatter plots and correlation calculation. So this is the same data set we talked about in my lecture videos. And for detailed explanation of each variable, please refer to my lecture videos. To create a scatter plot, I would like to consider two numerical variables here. And more specifically, there are going to be column B, miles, and column G, time. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these two columns into a new worksheet. You don't have to do what I'm about to do next, but it's going to be much convenient and less confusing to do that. So I'm going to copy column B here, Command C or Control C. I'm going to paste it to a new worksheet. I will do the same thing for column G, time as well. Copy and paste. So right now you can see they are side by side. So miles for the left column and time for the right column. The reason I do that is because when we try to create scatter plots using Excel, are pretty particular about this. So they want the horizontal axis to be on the left column and the vertical axis to be on the right column. So that's why I placed them this way. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these two columns. Those are the two variables I want to create scatter plots. I'm going to go into Insert. I'm working with a Mac operating system, but if you have Windows PC, you will be able to see the same as well. So under Insert, I'm going to click on Recommended Charts. A lot of times the scatter plot is going to be there. So you can see this is a scatter plot. I'm just going to click on it. Okay, it's pretty neat. We have a scatter plot, basic scatter plot produced by Excel right away. I like to do a few modifications of this scatter plots created. So first is I always like to include the labels. So let's do that. I'm going to click on this chart, add chart element on the very left top corner. So axis titles, primary, and also primary vertical. So you can see they have here. I'm going to change them. So the horizontal axis, again, refers to the left column here. That refers to miles driven by each driver. And the vertical axis here is time taken, and they're measured in hours. I would also click on the time title to change it. So I think this is it's going to be more intuitive as well if you change that. So time taken for miles driven. Okay. Another thing I see, I don't really like the labeling of the x-axis. So I can easily change that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here. So you can see I highlight all of those. I'm going to double click on it. So you can see there's a bunch of options popping up on the right. I'm going to click around. I think it's the numbers, the histogram bar chart. If you click on this icon, it says axis options. You can see the bounds of it. The minimum start from 0 to maximum of 120. So that's indeed 0 to 120 here. I think we can start somewhere between 30. So I'm going to change this to 30 and enter. So you can see these charts being changed right away. Even though there are some slight issues with formatting of the scatter plots created by Excel, but overall I'm pretty happy with this. Another huge advantage about this is a dynamic. So whenever I change numbers here on the table, the scatter plot is going to be changed automatically as well. So that's really neat. Okay, so now we have the scatter plot. By looking at the pattern of the scatter plot, I would describe the relationship between miles and time taken as positive. As you can see, it's an upward trend. It's somewhat linear. Most of the points scatter along a straight line. And I would also call it moderately strong. In order to know the exact strength of this relationship, we probably have to calculate correlation to have a better understanding. So let's do that next. Okay, so I'm going to use data analysis ToolPak. I have already installed and loaded data analysis ToolPak. If you haven't done that, be sure to do that. Data analysis ToolPak is under data, data analysis, as you can see. I'm going to click on it. And there's a bunch of analysis tools And we're going to use regression later in this module, but right now I'm just going to click on correlation. That's what we wanted. Correlation. Okay. So the first of all, you have to input the variables for this correlation calculation. We are interested in calculating the correlation between miles and time. So that's going to be columns A and B. So let's do that. And I'm going to select both of them. And I'm going to press Shift and Control. If you have already watched some of my other videos, you probably have learned this Excel trick from me. So press and hold Shift and Control at the same time while you press downward arrow. So you can see 301 rows are selected, excluding the label, so it's 300 rows in total. So you can see it's being adjusted. And we do have labels in the first row, which refers to the miles and time. So make sure you check that. And output range, I like to choose an output range which is somewhat close to the scatter plot, which is pretty. So I'm just going to click on here. And I'm just going to put it here. Okay. So just a word of caution here is I'm only calculating correlation of two variables, miles and time. But in reality, in practice, you can calculate correlation of multiple numerical variables. For example, 5 of them, or 10, or even 100. And so you just do what I've done here. You click OK. And so you can see our correlation table is being populated. So correlation between miles and time is about 0.69, close to 70%, which is moderately strong. And another thing is the correlation between miles and time is the same as correlation time and miles. That means if you switch the position of these two for correlation, it will not change. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have learned how to create scatter plots and to calculate correlation in this video. Thank you.